me, Drea. So I was going to show you, I'm about to make called it my grandma's famous dip. It was just a little dip that she got from a friend, a recipe, and it's just really good dip. So, anyway, so that's what I just thought I'd show you how I make it, because it's a real treat. And we just got done with fair weekend, so it's been a very crazy busy weekend, and I was going to make this, during that time. Thought it'd be an easy dinner. It's kind of it's very filling. So, it's supposed to be an appetizer, snack, but I treat it as dinner sometimes. And today is one of those days I ended up not making it over the weekend, and today is a day that I'm like, I've been doing a ton of catch up, so we're just going to have this for our dinner. And then I thought I also have some crooked neck squash, I believe is what it's called. It's from a friend, and I looked up a recipe and there's some fritters I could make out of it. So I thought I could pair fritters with this dip, something hot to go along with it. So that is the plan for dinner tonight. So anyways, I just thought I would show you how I do this. And I guess I will just go ahead and start. So this is honestly, I don't know, bean dip, Mexican dip, whatever you want to call it. Anyways, so it calls for 2 refried bean cans. These are 16 ounce. You can, if you have the big can, you can just use 1 big can. So I'll be using 2 of these and a pack of taco seasoning. I just have homemade taco seasoning, so I am just going to sprinkle what I think should be in. I will get going on that. Okay, so the brand of refried beans that I get is from Azure, and I do find it's a little bit more dry than the refried beans that you get. I can't even think of what the brand name is, but it's the common one you see at Walmart or Safeway, or it's the common one. I can't remember what it's called, but anyways, it's been a long time since I bought it. So just to help with the dryness, I add in a little bit of water just to help it kind of mix better, be more smooth. So just a little bit of water, a little bit of taco seasoning. I hope you guys can see me okay, because I'm still working with my old tripod that I have tied up with a sock right now, and it's very difficult to figure out if it's angling right or not. So I have a tripod in the mail. It's actually probably down at pickup right now, but it's the holiday, so hopefully I'll pick that up tomorrow. But anyways, I'm just going to sprinkle some homemade taco seasoning on. It's really on your preference if you like more flavor or not. But if you just bought the little packets of taco seasoning, you just do 1 packet. So I will mix that up. Gonna use a fork to kind of mash it all together. Like I said, these refried beans are a little bit more dry, so they don't mix around as easy. Add a little more water. Heating them up would make it go a lot easier, which I do that a lot of times. I just heat it up in the pot, and that's another yummy thing. If you have a little more time, heat your beans up in the pot and add butter instead of water, and then your seasoning, and that tastes really good. But not that I don't have time, I'm just skipping that step, and I'm just doing it straight in the pan with a little bit of water. But the melted butter gives it a little more flavor. It's yummy. So I'm also low on butter right now too, so I don't have as much to spare. I don't have my milk cow anymore, so I can't just make butter on the spot if I need it. Not that she was my milk cow, she's my friend's milk cow. But my milk cow is milking too, and I haven't had her for, oh boy, a few months actually, because I thought she was going to calve sooner. I never like actually caught her in the act when she was bred, but I had an idea, at least I guessed an idea, and she still hasn't calved, so I'm like a few weeks off on my date, so unfortunately, so I'm having to be patient for my cow to calve. So we're going without a little bit now. It's amazing how privileged you are when you do have a milk cow. You have like so unlimited milk. Like you can drink as much milk, you can drink as much hot chocolate you want to make. Loads of cream. Can make butter on the spot if I need it. And just I am missing it. Missing my cow. Okay, I think that is pretty good. I'm just going to smooth it out a little bit. It's just kind of smoothed out. Okay, that's yummy. Just a minute. So now what we would do, the next layer, so that's the first layer. The next layer would be avocados mixed with sour cream and mayonnaise. Typically I would use 3 avocados because I love avocados and it's just amazing. Tastes so good. I only had 1. I had 3 avocados, but they were all a little bit hard, not quite ripened. So I only managed to get 1 that was decent out of it. So I'm doing very little avocado, which is a big bummer because it's delicious. The avocado is the best part. So, but typically I would do 3 avocados. So 1 avocado today. And then you want 1 cup of sour cream. Okay, 1 cup of sour cream. And then I have homemade mayonnaise. That's why it's so yellowy. It's very dark yellow from my eggs from the farm. So this is homemade mayonnaise, but 1 cup of mayonnaise. I'm actually going to just pour it in. And then stir that up nice and good. Normally it would turn out really, really green, but today it's not going to be very green. Because unfortunately I'm also working with a little bit of a hard avocado as well. All 3 of them were pretty hard, so I actually had to take I use a stick blender, but if I had a hand mixer that would have been best, and kind of chop it up a little bit, so pretty disappointing, but it will still be yummy. So, anyways, got my next layer done. And then you just spread that out all over. Okay, I got my second layer on. Okay, next step is diced up tomatoes and olives. So usually you use a tomato or 2. Kind of is on your preference. So I would do like a large tomato or 2 or 3 romaine tomatoes. I'm out of tomatoes completely, other than I had a pack of cherry tomatoes, so that's what we're using today. Unfortunately, our greenhouse is not, it's close, but not quite with our tomatoes. We've got a bunch of tomatoes growing out there, and they're close, but they're not quite ready to be picked. So I'm using cherry tomatoes today, which is perfectly fine. And I'm going to use the whole pack. Everybody loves cherry tomatoes around here. The house feels so quiet right now because Joel went to go do wood. He's getting firewood. And he took Drew along with him today, actually, so that was nice. And the girls stayed home, and they play so quietly. And they also know I'm videoing, so they're trying to be a little extra quiet. And then Amos is down for a nap, so feels extremely quiet right now. And Aubrey is, she went and picked elderberries. We have a few elderberry trees around here on our property. And so she went and picked some elderberries, and she's actually harvesting them right now. So she's getting all the stems off because the stems are what are toxic and can make you sick. But the berry itself is very good for you. So she is going through it super thoroughly, getting all the stems, every little bit off. And then she's going to make herself an elderberry tea, actually. But if you want to do it a little bit faster, you can throw the whole thing with the whole stem and all in the freezer. And then once they're frozen, they actually come off pretty easily once you pull them out of the freezer. But she really wants to have her elderberry tea, so she is going through all of it and just picking it off without the freezing method. So, yeah, so that's nice. She's a little harvester. Our tomatoes are all finished, so diced up, so I'm going to spread them. Oh no, I lost a couple.
I'll eat it.
Okay, go ahead. I'm going to spread them along on the top. This is our next layer. Avalyn's going to eat those yummy tomatoes that fell on the floor. But I happened to actually just sweep and mop the house, so the floor is pretty clean right now. Got to be on the floor now because Amos is getting all around, crawling and everything, so I always got to be making sure it's nice and clean and no little bits that he could choke on. So, okay, layer of tomatoes is done. Now our olives, 1 can of olives. That juice is so yummy. Good job.
Nice.
Okay, now we got our olives all diced up. I will spread them around on the dip. And then we top it with cheese. Okay, we're using homemade cheese today, cheddar. So yeah, we just top it with some cheddar cheese. Ours, raw cheese is it's not orange. It's just kind of like this darker yellow from the milk. So there's no coloring in this, so it's just, that's why it's this color. It's not mozzarella or anything. It's traditional cheddar, so good stuff. Just not that color. It's not that orange. But it tastes really good. I'm really happy about my cheese. I've finally had success in my cheese. I feel like it tastes just like cheese. It's got the texture, everything. It's just very mild. So all I need to start working on is aging longer to get a stronger, more of a sharp cheddar. Because Joel and I like stronger cheeses. But it's great for the kids because they like more of a mild cheese. So yeah. I'm pretty happy about it. All done? Good job. Do you want to show the camera?
These are my elderberries.
Aubrey just picked a whole bunch of elderberries. And when they have the dusty white on the outside, they're perfectly fine to eat. But before that, you have to wait. So. Mm-hmm. Yep, you're supposed to wait until they have that dusty white on the outside.
Good to know.
Did you want to store those like in a little baggie in the fridge, or what's your plan with
I
it?
think all these are going to go down to the chickens. These are all the bad ones.
Well, yeah, those are fine.
Yeah, I'll probably store them in the fridge while I make my elderberry tea.
Or you can just, yeah, store them in the hole. Yep. I mean the bowl, you can just put the bowl in the fridge.
All these are picked up and I'm going to give them to the chickens.
Sounds good. Somebody's come to join us. Woke up from his nap. Oh. You want to help me with cheese? Help me with cheese? Not yet. Still too sleepy.
Or red cheese.
Evelyn, can you go get me his Caesar, please? Thank you. You woke up a little too soon. Thank you. Okay, so we are all done. And we have got it finished up. I just put the layer of cheese on. Don't know if you can see shredded cheese. And I just remembered I'm going to top it off with just a little bit of microgreens just to make it look pretty. So if you have microgreens, put some diced up or chopped up, whatever, microgreens on top. Just going to use some scissors, get them a little bit smaller, just to look pretty on top. A little more would be prettier, but we're just going to call this good. And there we are. Okay, here it is, all done. So I'm just going to cover it, and I'm going to stick it in the fridge and let it get nice and cold for this evening. It tastes better when it's nice and cold and chilled. And then that was all to it. It's pretty easy. It's technically a 5-layer bean dip, because there's the refried beans, the sour cream avocado mixture, tomatoes, olives, and then cheese. And then we topped it with just a little bit of microgreens on top. So we will enjoy this later. And then, yeah, just wanted to show you how we do, how you can make a super yummy, pretty easy Mexican bean dip. All right, see you guys later.